1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister inaugurating the world's largest Miyawaki urban forest in Lahore today has said the jungle will help control environmental pollution and our efforts to provide a good environment to the next generations. President has expressed the confidence that soon Pakistan will catapult into the new era by utilizing full potential of information technology. Interior Minister says subversive activities of India, NDS and Israel against the national security of Pakistan demand unity in the nation. Naval Chief addressing war game Shamsher-e-Bahr 8 has said the unresolved Kashmir issue remains the flashpoint between Pakistan and India. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, special prayer meetings will be held all over the valley to pay tributes to Sheikh Abdul Aziz on his 13th martyrdom anniversary tomorrow. The UNICEF has expressed deep concern over the rapid escalation of violence and atrocities against children in Afghanistan. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has said the Miyawaki forest will help to control environmental pollution and our efforts to provide a good environment to next generations. Inaugurating the world's largest Miyawaki urban forest in Lahore today under the 10 billion tree tsunami campaign, the Prime Minister said the forest is spanning over an area of 100 canal of land and 165,000 plants will be planted there. He was briefed about the Miyawaki urban forest project. He said that Miyawaki plants grow 10% faster than any other plant, and this jungle has been set to grow at 53 places in Lahore city. Prime Minister said Lahore is the city of gardens and we will try our level best to restore its beauty. He said 640 million plants have been planted during 64 years in Pakistan, while 1 billion trees were planted in the KP from 2013 to 2018. Punjab Governor Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Lahore today. During the meeting, the governor apprised the Prime Minister about the faith overseas Pakistanis have in government's policies. Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar said Pakistani community living abroad takes keen interest in making investment in Pakistan and the overseas Pakistanis are expected to be overwhelmingly participating in overseas convention to be held soon. The governor, while commending Prime Minister for taking steps to safeguard minorities' rights, updated him about the ongoing work for the restoration of a Hindu temple in Bong area of Rahim Yar Khan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has expressed the confidence that Pakistan will be catapulted into the new era much faster if it utilizes the full potential of the information technology. Addressing Digital Government Summit in Islamabad today, he envisioned that it is a matter of time that Pakistan will be one of the most important countries in the Committee of Nations if it keeps on making smart decisions. Alluding to the massive information available on the internet, the president said the communication has improved significantly with advancement in technology. He said the information technology has heralded an era of innovation. Speaking on the occasion, Minister for Information Technology Syed Aminul Haq said the government is ready to adopt innovations for the improvement of governance. Minister for Federal Education said the usage of technology for education has been speedily adopted after the COVID-19 across the world. He said government is taking steps to expand the reach of internet. Addressing on the occasion, Minister for Railways Azam Khan Swati said railways with the use of technology will be able to increase their revenue. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed says subversive activities of India, NDS and Israel against the national security of Pakistan demand unity in the nation. Addressing a presser in Islamabad today, the minister said opposition is unaware of the changing situation in the region. The minister said those who are trying to create chaos will surely fail in their designs. Commenting on China-Pakistan economic corridor, he said any hurdle in the CPAC will not be accepted. The Interior Minister said the whole nation is united on CPAC and Kashmir issue. Responding to a question about the issue of Afghan ambassador's daughter, he said full cooperation was extended to the Kabul's investigation team that left Islamabad yesterday. He told the reporters that 95% work on fencing of Pak-Afghan international border has been completed. This is Radio Pakistan. Naval Chief Admiral Muhammad Amjad Khan Niazi says the multitude of internal and external challenges being faced by Pakistan necessitate external vigilance and strong resolve. Addressing Navy's war game Shamsher-e-Bahr 8 commenced at Karachi today, he emphasized that the unresolved Kashmir issue remains the flashpoint between Pakistan and India. He said Indian heavy-handed policies in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and attempts to reinforce fascist control over the valley have serious implications towards security in South Asia and the world at large. He reiterated Pakistan's increasing relevance in the backdrop of CPAC and operationalization of Gwadar Port. In the opening ceremony, Deputy Chief of Naval Staff Operations Rear Admiral Javed Iqbal said Shamsher-e-Bahr 8 is the flagship war game of Pakistan Navy that is held benignly to corroborate various concepts which are validated in subsequent maritime exercises prior being incorporated in naval strategy. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, special prayer meetings will be held all over the held valley to pay tributes to Sheikh Abdul Aziz on his 13th martyrdom anniversary tomorrow. He was martyred by Indian troops while leading a mammoth public march towards Muzaffarabad, Azad Kashmir, against the economic blockade of the Kashmir Valley in 2008. Meanwhile, Indian troops conducted cordon and search operations in different areas of Rajouri, Poonch, Bandipora, Doda, Samba and Kishtwar districts ahead of India's Independence Day celebrations on August 15th. A Kashmiri journalist, namely Rais Ahmed Butt, has gone missing from Islamabad district on August 6th. An Indian soldier was found dead under mysterious circumstances in the Rajouri garrison area. On the other hand, the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin chief Asuddin Owaisi has raised in Indian Parliament today the issue of anti-Muslim at two gatherings in New Delhi by BJP activists. The UNICEF has expressed deep concern over the rapid escalation of violence and atrocities against children in Afghanistan. In a statement issued by the UNICEF representative in Afghanistan, Mr. Harv Diles, it is reported that 27 children were killed and 136 wounded in ongoing fighting in Afghanistan in the last 3 days. The UNICEF representative lamented that these atrocities prove the scale of violence against vulnerable children in Afghanistan. He said that children are increasingly being recruited by armed groups. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged the world community to quit using coal and other highly polluting fuels so as to save the earth from global warming. He termed the report of Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change as a code red for humanity. He warned the world that this report must sound a death knell for coal and fossil fuels before they destroy our planet. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged all UN member states to seek abolition of nuclear weapons to prevent the Nagasaki-like tragedy from ever occurring again. In his message to the Peace Memorial in Nagasaki today on the occasion of 76th anniversary of US atomic bombing of a Japanese city during Second World War, the UN chief said the prospect of another nuclear weapon being used are as dangerous now as any time since the height of the Cold War between the US and former USSR. In the Kashmir Premier League against overseas warriors, Mirpur Royals were In the Kashmir Premier League, Mirpur Royals beat Overseas Warriors by 5 wickets a short while ago. Earlier batting first, Overseas Warriors secured 145 runs within stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Mirpur Royals achieved the target in 19 overs. In another match of the league, Rawalakot Hawks will face Muzaffarabad Tigers at 7:30 p.m. And finally, the weather. Hot and humid weather is likely to prevail over most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain with thunder shower is expected in Kashmir, Upper Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister inaugurating the world's largest Miyawaki urban forest in Lahore today has said the jungle will help control environmental pollution and our efforts to provide a good environment to the next generations. President has expressed the confidence that soon Pakistan will catapult into the new era by utilizing full potential of information technology. Interior Minister says subversive activities of India, NDS and Israel against national security of Pakistan demand unity in the nation. And that is the